teacher, of course, I'm teaching more than one class in my session. So every class and every course that I teach, I will have it listed down here. So I can enter every course and I will be able to see a dashboard that looks like this. We will first go into the assignments tab. This is where teachers come in to see all the updates for their assignments, and they also create an assignment from here. What you see in front of you right now is the assignments for demo course DC 101 that I have just entered. For each course that I teach, I will be able to see a similar dashboard. Everything will be listed down for the teacher, and she will be entering from here. So we're on the assignments tab right now. What you see in front of you is the list format of an organized dashboard of all the assignments that I am in the middle of creating or I have created in the past. So this is a historical data of all my assignments organized in one place altogether. In one view, I can see what is the title of my assignment, what is its status. Status basically means needs grading would mean that I have received submissions or the due date for the assignment has passed and I need to start evaluating what the students have sent me. Open means that I have opened up and published an assignment for students to submit their answers. Graded would mean that students have sent in their submissions and I started
छोटा
evaluating
सा
it.
पैड होगा ना फाइल में कहीं रखा हुआ तो सबको
Unpublished would mean that I'm in the middle of creating it, which simply means that it is a draft. Again, iterating that teachers can always keep a lot of assignments on their dashboards and they can always come back and review and edit the drafts of their assignments before they publish it. So this is what the status actually tells the teacher, that are you in the middle of creating it? Have submissions come in? If you need to start grading. Available and due date simply means that when the students get to see the assignment, and due date is a submission deadline. Category basically means that, of course, in a course we do not just have tests and quizzes, we have a lot of assignments that we open up to students, so the category defines that. Points simply means that what are the marks, the total marks that I have given for each assignment. This submission tab is very important here. It shows me that, okay, I have 4 students in my class. Yesterday I opened up an assignment. So through this, I can see how many students have started attempting, are in the middle of submitting their answers, who all have submitted and who are going to submit their assignments to me. So this is a very organized and useful dashboard for the teachers. We'll just simply go ahead and create an assignment. When teachers click on the add button here, there are 3 important categories that open up for the teachers to choose from. Assignment is the category of basically giving projects to student. Test and quiz is a format where teachers create questions and give to students, and students will be answering and then they will be graded. The import option here, which is last but not the least, the import option means that teachers can duplicate a previously created assignment. So they can simply copy an assignment they have created in the past and they can make use of it. I'll click on test quiz here to create it. Creating a quiz is very important and very easy, but teachers can only just put a title here and to create their questions. I will put a sample title here. There are a few other things that teachers define, like what is the available date of the quiz, if there are important instructions I want to give to the students, if I have decided what kind of questions will be there, what are the default marks, meaning what are the total marks. These are all the things that teachers can define from here. They can take their sweet time to actually define all these things. This is not mandatory to define everything at this point. They only need to give a title and simply click on create, and they will be directed to a question creation screen once they have put the title. This is what the question creation screen looks like. It has the information that the teacher has put so far. She'll be able to define the available and due date from here. She can always edit these when she's creating the assignment. And she will be clicking on add question to start creating each and every question. Now, I will go back to my assignment tab and pick up a sample quiz that I have already created. Right till now, just a small recap, what we have done so far is that we have created a quiz and we are on the question creation screen. At this point, I can always revisit this draft that I have created. I will open up a sample quiz. here to show you how teachers actually create a question and what all they can do from creating a question and what all features they have in their that is available to them. Again, the questions creation screen, the question creation screens will look something like this. I have my question 1 here. Again, this is a sample test that I created. The teacher will click on add question to keep adding each and every question that she wants to be a part of the test. I am on question 1 here. When teachers click on question type, they will get 6 options that they can choose from. They can decide this is the type my question will be. For example, there is a multiple choice, multiple select, free response, true, false, and file upload sort of questions. So teachers have the flexibility to choose what type of questions they want. 3 of these categories here, we will see these in details also, but 3 of these categories here, which is multiple choice, multiple select, and true false, are auto evaluated by the system. That means that when students submit their answers for these 3 type of questions, they don't have to check it. The system will be evaluating it by itself. Coming back to the question 1, I have defined it as a free response form of questions. What free response simply means is that I want the students to give me a long form and subjective form of answer, so they can type however they want to type this answer. I have opened it up as a free response. I have defined what is the total points for this question. There is a question text that you type. My question text says, what is the story of Macbeth really about? I wanted students to look at a link to answer this question. Teachers can also do that. They can also attach images and documents and even a presentation. If they want to, they can attach files with each and every question if that is what they want to show the students. As a teacher, when I'm creating a question, I will also be defining the correct answer. That is only for the system and my own reference. Students don't get to see this until they have submitted their answers or until they have been graded. The other form of question that we have in front of us is a file upload form of question. This is something that makes it very easy for students to upload images and also images of handwritten answers. If you have defined a question as file upload, that would mean that you write your question. The example I have put here is draw and upload an image of a labeled flower. What I am expecting from students is to scribble the diagram on a paper, click the image of that paper, and send it to me as an answer through their dashboard. So this makes it very easy for students to answer the way they want and teachers to also receive the answers the way they expect to see it. The other form of question that we have in front of us is multiple choice. Multiple choice is simply you have given the text of a question, which of the following isn't a character. You have defined its, I'm sorry, I think there is a chat here. Okay, yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, I wanted to interrupt for a while. I want to tell you everyone that this is a very, very holistic LMS and there are many, many features. So we are starting with the assessments and grading, and then we'll talk about how video sharing and management of course and content also works. So this is very extensive. Each and every point is being explained in detail. So just be patient. That's all I wanted to add here. Yes, I mean,
right, sure, of course. Adding to Akhil's point, again, I can always go over some things that you want me to. So right now, what we're looking at assessments, we'll be going through grading as well as how students attempt a test as well. So we will be going through everything. Right now, I'm just showing how teachers create a question and how many features that they actually have that they can use to create a test the way they want to do it. The last form of question that we have here for this particular sample quiz is a true false sort of question. So I have just made a mixed bunch of all forms of questions that a teacher can actually attach in that a teacher can type into a quiz. So we have 4 questions here. We will go ahead and publish this test. What publishing would mean is that when I click on publish, this will appear on the student's dashboard and students can start attempting it. Other thing that I would like to bring to your notice is that I have put a time limit for this quiz, which is 10 minutes. This is a great feature for teachers to create time-bound tests and quizzes. So I will go ahead and publish this quiz here. it shows me a dialog box. If it's asking me to confirm that I should be publishing, I'll go ahead and give it a command to publish. And this test will be opened up for students. Now, as a teacher, just a small recap, I have created a quiz as a teacher and I have also published it. It took me a few 5 to 10 minutes to actually create my questions, attach files, and open it up to students. We are now moving on to a student's dashboard and see how what students actually get to see when they have to attempt a test. I am logging into a student's dashboard here. So we are at a student's dashboard. This is largely the view that a student gets to see. We'll focus on this notification icon here. This is a great way for teachers and students to receive notifications of important class and assignment updates. So they get to see everything from one click, everything that is important for them to know. So if you can see here, Amina Rahim created a new assessment. As a student, I get to know that my teacher has created a new assessment. If I click on it, I will be taken to the assignment dashboard from where I, as a student, can start attempting. So I will just click on start assessment here. It shows me a warning that this assessment has a time limit and I only have one submission. So I know that I only have one go for this quiz and I have to attempt it under 10 minutes. So I'll click on start assessment. If you will see on the right side here, my timer has started. So I know how much time I have left. I will look at the question. Again, this is all the questions that we had put. What I have done is I as a teacher made sure that students get to see one question one by one for each page. This makes it easy for students to not copy the questions and contact one another for copying. This is a great option. I will answer as a student. There's a tracker that's telling me all the questions that I have attempted. So this is a great way to keep track of it. We are at a file upload question here. Something that requires me to draw and upload an image of a labeled flower. I will just attach a demo image here. Quickly, my image also gets uploaded. This is something I have already saved. I will give that as my answer. I will move on to the next question, which is a true-false question. I will select my answer and I will move. We are at the last question here. This is a multiple choice question and I will give my answer. And since I'm at the last question here and I've submitted everything, I can go ahead and click on submit. It again asks me because sometimes students might by mistake click on submit. It's just a confirmation dialog box. I'll click on submit. And just like that, I have submitted my test. I have attempted it and submitted it. And now it has gone for the teacher to start grading my test. We'll come back to the teacher's dashboard here. And before we move on to grading, there are a few things that we should actually see and go over the things that we've already talked about. Right. So what we have done till now in the test section is to create a test and also open up to students. The features that we have gone through so far is that teachers can create various kinds of questions. We saw file upload, free response, and all formats of submissions are accepted. The second thing that we saw is how teachers can create groups, teachers can open up the test for students. The other thing that I would like to mention is teachers can also open it up to groups of students. There is a selective assigning also for teachers to give tests to students. They can give a variety of questions to students as well. Teachers can define correct answers. This is for the teacher's reference and the system's reference, and this will be open up to students later. We have multiple choice questions, multiple select questions, and true false sort of questions which are auto evaluated. We have included everything in that test, and this will be auto evaluated by the system itself. Teachers will be able to give detailed feedback, which of course I will show it to you how it's actually done. And teachers can add images in questions and options as well. We attached a link to actually show how students can go through links and attach documents and images to make sure that the quality of question is very rich for students to interact with the test and also answer accordingly. This makes learning very easy. The next thing that we will be moving on to is how teachers have extensive evaluation and grading tools to take care of all their grading needs. So we will be looking at evaluation and grading. I would like to move on to the platform again. So this is the sample exam that we have just opened up for students. So I will go here, I will click on it. The two things that teachers have, two ways in which they can evaluate the responses of students is by student and by question. What this simply means is result by student would mean I have student A, student B, student C. I can go through each student's copy and their answers one by one and checking all their questions at once. What results by question means is that I will be keeping the context of the question. That means I will be checking question 1 for all the students at once. Then I will be moving at question 2 and checking that for all students at once. We will go to see how a question is evaluated. If you see here, I have come to results by questions. This is the quiz that we as a student just submitted. On the teacher's dashboard, you can see that Rohit Pandey has submitted. You can see that his submission time and date also shows up. So you can see when the student has actually submitted their answers. And I will click on his name to go into his answers. So we are at Rohit Pandey's submission copy here. Before I move on to these questions, I would like to reiterate that we mentioned that multiple select, true, false, and multiple choice of questions are auto-evaluated. So if you see in front of you right now, you can see that we have a true and false question that has already been evaluated by the system. So because the student gave the correct answer, this I had, as a teacher, had already defined. He has already gotten 30 out of 30. I didn't need to do anything as a teacher and the system has already evaluated. Same for the multiple choice questions that we have put here. The student has gotten 30 by 30. So all I need to do is check the rest of the answers. Half of my test has already been evaluated here because of the type of questions I set. So I'll come back to the free response question here. We can actually go ahead from the starting. The question 1, we have an image upload answer here. We have an image upload answer here. I can see that this is what I asked the student to do. He or she has uploaded an image of a flower. I can click on it, it will expand. I can see the image. I can evaluate it from this grade box here. So I will give Rohit 25 out of 30, but I want to also give him a feedback. So there is a great option for teachers to give individual answer feedback to students for all their responses. It could be comments, it could be feedbacks on how they can improve, and students will be able to see this. The last question I have to evaluate here is a free response sort of question. This was the correct answer that I wanted from the students. He has given the correct answer, or I can evaluate how he has answered it, and I can just mark him accordingly. Simply, I've given marks for each of the answers. 2 of these have already been evaluated, and my grading for Rohit has been completed. What I will simply need to do now is to publish the answers, publish the grades for these answers. Once I have evaluated every student and every question, then I will simply be publishing the grades. This means that the students will be able to now see the marks that they have received. We can go to Rohit's dashboard here. Rohit is the student. He has received a notification here which says that Amina Rahim updated sample subject. I will see what is the update. I have come to the updated screen and it shows me that now I have been graded because I can see that I have gotten marks here, 30 out of 35. I will go through it. Now at this point when the teacher publishes the grade, this is only when the student gets to see the correct answer. Teachers can decide when the student gets to see a correct answer, whether it is after the due date or after grading them. So I can see the correct answer is a student right now. I can see for this particular question, I have a feedback. My teacher has written something to me. So I will look at the feedback and I will try to evaluate my performance in that way. For other answers also, I can see that these are the grades that I have received. So this is how teachers grade and students receive their grades. It's a very flexible way that teachers can decide when the students actually get to see the correct answers, when they will even get to see their grades, and what are the due date for students to submit their answers. We'll go back to the teacher's screen right now. So right now we saw how one student is graded, but how teachers will see the grades and the performance of each and every student for each and every assignment that they have given is through this grades section here. When teachers come to the grades section, they will see that these are all the various types of topics of assignments and categories that I have opened up to students. And for each student, I can see the marks they have received and how they are actually performing. So there is an overall grade section here also. Student wise, in front of each student, I get to see the overall performance of that student. So I can see that so far in my session right now, Rohit Pandey is getting 59%. And this is the grade that he is getting. And if I want to see individually how the students are doing for each of the assignment, that comprehensive view also I get to see. So teachers have a lot of evaluation tools that they can use. The other thing teachers can do from here is to edit the categories of the assignments that appear on their grade books. Edit category simply means that you can edit what each category of assignment is called, and you can also break the weightage of that category in your session. Whatever weightage that carries, you can go ahead and edit that as per the teacher wants, and whatever is the instruction given to teachers for deciding the weightage of their various assignments. So teachers can also do that from here. The other thing that teachers can do from their grade books is import as well as export the grade. What that means is, suppose I have taken an offline assessment of whose I have a file in my system which lists down the grades for each student. I can simply upload a file of that here. So that means even if I didn't conduct it online through the platform, I can still upload the grades here, and that will get included in the student's performance. So teachers can also integrate offline grades from here. All they need to do is simply import a file. Next thing teachers can do is download and export a file of this gradebook that you are seeing. It simply happens with one click. I just have to download it as a CSV, and this gradebook that you are seeing in front of you right now gets exported to the teacher, and they have this for their
Hello, Amina. I think there's some internet issue. Just give us 1 minute. I think there is some internet issue.
reference. They can upload it somewhere else.
Amina, you were not audible for the last few minutes. Can you please come up again? Yes, just give us 1 minute. I think there is some internet issue.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, you're audible now. Continue.
Yeah. I'm really sorry if you lost me there. Akhil, what was the last point that was visible on the screen when I was presenting? I can go back to it.
You were at the demo screen.
So I was at the demo screen.
Yeah.
So was everyone able to see how teachers can import as well as export the grades?
Yes,
Um,
yes, we saw the download of grades.
Okay, great. So again, just a quick recap. Teachers, when they come to their grades section, they have a few options here. They can see the overall performance of each and every student for each specific as well as overall assignment that the teacher has given. They can add offline grades from here. Suppose you have taken a practical or a viva that is offline. You want to add the grades of that practical here from here. You can just simply upload a file, and then students will be able to, you will be able to see the students' performance of that online offline test here as well. The other thing that teachers can do is the grade book that you are seeing in front of you right now, which is topic wise, each student's marks are listed out. You can also export a file. You can simply download it for your reference. You'll have that for your purpose, and then you can go ahead and upload it anywhere, and you can edit student marks. If you want to add or subtract from anything from it, teachers can do that too. From here they can do it, but also they can download it for themselves as well. So we will go back to the presentation and revise a few things that we have seen of how teachers check the students' copy and how they get to see the reports for the students. We'll go back to see just a few more pointers we have.
Difference I
So yeah, because we were on the grading screen right now, as you all saw, it is a very organized and holistic dashboard for teachers to manage each student's grade and also the class's grades. Teachers get to see the results of all the tests and assignments that are collated at one place, and also that these can, also these can be downloaded at any time.
डालेगा ठीक है पहले तारीख को देना तनखा 3 तारीख को ये सब
I mean, I will
Yeah,
mute
the thing-
everyone, then you
yeah,
unmute yourself.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay.
Sure, I'm gonna go ahead.
Right. So I was just recapping what teachers can do through the grades. They have a lot of tools they can use to make sure students' copies are getting checked, students are getting the marks, what kind of marks students are getting, and how they are actually performing. So the grades section that we have on the platform is a very holistic dashboard for teachers to look at and to also manage the grades. They can see the results of all the tests and assignments, even offline assessments, as I've already discussed, and they can see everything in one place. Teachers can choose to see the results in points, percentage, or grades. If you as a school or as a class decide to only have grades, then teachers can also decide to see that display of grades. If you decide to only see percentage, teachers also have that option. It's completely flexible for teachers to choose whatever they want to. And the last thing that teachers can do, apart from many other features, is that teachers can assign different weightage to different assessments for the calculation of final grades. That is something we saw when we were editing the category of grades. This is something that teachers can see. We can just move on now. So apart from the test and exam format that we just saw when we created a sample test for the student, Rohit attempted that test. Rohit sent in his submissions, and I calculated and graded Rohit's copy there. Apart from that format, what teachers can do is they can also assign group projects. Suppose, of course, you as a teacher, you can assign students in groups, and you can tell students to create a project together and submit it. So that can also happen totally online, and you can grade it. A quiz format is what teachers can also assign. Classwork, apart from tests and quizzes, teachers can also give classwork to students. Holiday homework, discussion boards. How discussion boards would simply work is that, suppose you taught a chapter today in class. Suppose you taught the chapter of Macbeth and themes of Macbeth, and you want students to discuss it. You want to see how much students have actually taken away from what you in a lecture have taught. So you can open up a discussion boards for students, and they can interact with one another, but you as a teacher can also participate in that discussion boards. This can be a graded activity as well, so you can make sure that you are grading students for their attention and participation in class as well. There are offline submissions that you can integrate in the on our platform as well. Suppose you take an oral, practical, viva form of assignment, and you want to grade the students on the platform based on their offline performance, then you can do that as well. There are exams. Of course, we saw how a test is actually created. Even high-stake exams could be created in that manner. I would like to move on to the platform right now to show how these other formats that I have talked about right now, what these actually look like when teachers assign it to students. So we'll come back to the teacher's dashboard of assignments here. I have created some sample form of assessments that I think will be much more easy for you to see what teachers can do. So we have a classwork here that I will just open. So in this classwork, suppose I have scheduled it on the system, but I want to take an offline evaluation for it. I want to conduct it offline, but I want to, but I want the students to be graded online. Then I will make sure that I schedule it. I give the instructions for it. But when I have graded the students offline, I come here and I grade them. I just simply enter their grade. I can also give them feedback. And if I've created a file, an offline file, I can also import the grades from here. So this is how teachers can take an offline submission as well. The other form that I will open up right now is a discussion board, which I talked about how teachers can make sure that students are talking to one another about a concept or a chapter that you have discussed. So students can be talking about it. You as a teacher can administer the discussion and make sure that you also grade the students. This is a discussion board assignment here. If you will see, it is a conversation format. Not only is it a conversation format, students can also send in files supporting their discussions and conversation. Suppose they can attach say a document or an image or even a video format to send in and contribute to the discussion. They can go ahead and do that as well through the discussion board. What you as a teacher can do is you can make sure that everything that the students are sending in as their responses, you also get to download the files that the students are sending in. And this teachers can do throughout the assignments that they are receiving. For example, when we were checking Rohit Pandey's assessment, we saw that he has sent the image of a flower. I can go ahead and I can actually download that image of a flower for my reference. So teachers can teachers can export student responses as well to see what students have actually sent in. So this makes it very easy for teachers to have a storage of all student references. We just looked at the discussion board. We will move on to a group project. As I just said a few seconds ago, the teachers can assign groups to students and they can get together and generate something related to the course to get graded. Here, there are a few other options that teachers have, but what is to take important note of is that teachers are the one who decides which students get together in a group. So this is not something that is a free agency students have. Teachers have the complete control to decide who all gets to form a group. And if you will see here that this is something that I have opened up as a group